Hello friends and family, and welcome to the 2023 MVP Open, presented by OTB Discs. This FPO chase card coverage is brought to you by Ace Run Pro. My name's Holyn Handley.
And I'm Raven Klein. We're here for day one. Let's have some fun. We are in Leicester, Massachusetts at Maple Hill Disc Golf Course. This is a beautiful property, and we had some great weather today. I would consider it perfect. So I'm excited to see how everyone plays. One thing I'll note is it was pretty still, like no wind pretty much, and everyone practiced all week, and then today we had a little bit of a breeze.
First up, we have Sarah Hokom, currently ranked 8th in Disc Golf Pro Tour points. Next up, Catrina Allen, currently ranked 6th in the Disc Golf Pro Tour points.
Third on the card, we have Mertsch. She is currently ranked 7th in the DGPT rank. And rounding out the card, we have Holyn Handley, currently ranked 4th.
Starting off hole 1, a par 4, 695 feet. Your tee shot can fly over the pond, or if you're lacking distance, hyzer out to the left. Second shot's going to be another hyzer or a straight shot. I prefer to land near the road, more on the left side. If you have a good lineup, you can get it right inside this mouth and have a look at a birdie 3. Otherwise, you want to land a little short. Maybe you give it a half bid. Otherwise, a par feels great on hole 1. And this is a new pin position for us this year.
I'm excited to see the increase in birdies for this hole this year because of that pin placement. Looked like Sarah turned that over a little bit too much, but she skips off the pond and is safe.
Wow. World champ love for Sarah Hokom, a water skip back in bounds. What a way to start off.
Catrina going with a flippier disc. Doesn't completely turn over, but she'll just hyzer out to the left side. From that left side, some of those trees, you can't always see the basket, but it's a stock hyzer.
Cat going for a distance line across the pond.
Love that.
Great shot from Mertsch.
She's going to have a short pitch up to the mouth in front of the basket.
Holyn Handley, no stranger to 400-foot throws.
Yeah, I predict she'll take a similar line and really try and get some distance.
Beautiful.
Nice shot from Holyn.
2 safe shots on the left and 2 big throws on the right.
I was telling someone, I remember, I think it was only 2 years ago, that they had shared, Cat had gone over the water, and 2 years ago, that was huge in FPO, and I love seeing how far the field has come, not just in the top couple of spots, but the depth that we have now. So Kat was a little bit more pinched on the left side, and her lie was in the tree, leaving her with the forehand approach. She's going to be right of the gap, but that's an easy par.
Holyn was lined up to give it a birdie bid, but turned over her upshot a bit, and she could still scramble for par from there.
Mertsch with the forehand approach gets herself inside the circle. Very smooth. Good speed control.
Cat Mertsch looking at a birdie putt from 28 feet. Oh, Catrina got some world champ love. Out of bounds, back in bounds.
Hokom sending in a little bit past the pin, but she's got a putt. Smart play by Holyn, not trying to go through or over all of that brush and just lining herself up for a long bid.
Off the right side cage. Holyn will have to play for bogey.
Catrina leaves her putt short.
Yeah, just a bit short on that one. She's looking at something over there in the background on the left side. Hokom off the front of the cage.
I mean, I wouldn't expect it from these players, but it's looking like hole one jitters. Just leaving things a little bit short.
Oh,
man.
Well,
unexpected from these players.
Cat Mertsch short off the front of the cage. Holyn Handley taps in for bogey. And Mertsch drops in the par. I like Cat's yellow pants.
I love them. I know I commented on them last event. She's like, yeah, I just never really wore them before. And I was like, please wear them more.
I saw it had the logo of her sponsor, Perks and Rick.
Yeah, they're great pants. Hole 2, par 3, 299 feet. You have OB along the right side, lining this rock wall. Left side, you have plenty to work with, but you don't want to get caught up in the trees. So maybe throwing a neutral fairway or something like that you can flip up and just push straight. We do play to the pin on the right side today. I see a lot of disc that people just leave short and they catch this rock wall and they leave themselves with an uphill circle 2 putt.
Cat Mertsch up first after the only par on hole 1. And just as a note, there were 0 birdies on hole 1 today.
Yeah, that did play as the most difficult hole.
Mertsch with a mid, nice straight, but a low flight and does not make it over the rock wall. She will have a birdie putt, just like Raven mentioned. Hokom gets over the wall and she'll have a birdie putt.
Catrina with a little early release, kind of low. She does catch the trees and she's going to have a lot of things in her way. This will most likely be a par.
Holyn shot a bit low as well. Does not make it over the wall. I was hoping to see a rock skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Catrina's not that far from the basket, but there's a lot of pencil trees in the way, and it is not an easy upshot. She hits a tree, and now she'll have to play for bogey.
Gave it a good run there for the par, but leaves it left side. This is Holyn for birdie from C2. Yes,
what a
Holyn.
putt.
I love an uphill C2 bid.
What a putt. Our first run back of the day.
Very smooth. little
Jumper
English.
with the leg steer. Don't
want
doubt
a freeze
the leg
frame
steer.
of that one.
Yeah. It's always got those fun facial expressions. Cat Mertsch for birdie. Off the front of the cage, similar to hole 1, just a little short. Sarah does not connect for her birdie putt.
And Catrina will make her putt for bogey.
Hokom in for par.
And Mertsch in for par. Holyn and Cat both sitting at even.
Welcome back. Hole 3, a par 3, 354 feet. We've got 2 pin positions this year, a short new one on the right, and then the traditional one at the top of the hill. Today we will be playing the one furthest away here at the top of the hill. Your best shot is going to land at or past this stump. That will give you a birdie look, but you don't see a lot of birdies on this hole. Hope to see one today, but it's a rarity. First up, Holyn Handley. Shot is moving a bit left. It sneaks through a little bit of the trees. It looks like she's maybe in circle 3.
When you execute the shot off of this tee pad, it's one of my favorite flights in disc golf. When you can throw something either overstable on Annie that's going to come out, or for me, more preferably, that neutral disc that you can throw flat and just let it fade to the right, and it just kind of caresses itself at the top of the hill.
Mertsch's shot hits a tree on the left and kicks over aggressively to the right side, and Sarah Hokom kicks halfway down the fairway. Let's see if Catrina can make it up to the green and get a real putt at it. No, she comes out early lift.
Something to note on this hole, you also throw from OB. So on the off chance that you catch that early first available tree, there is a drop zone lined up at the bottom of the fairway.
Forehand roller from Catrina Allen. She's in circle 2. She could have a pitch up for a drop-in bogey or a kind of risky par putt. This is one of my favorite holes on the course.
Me too.
I think it's one of the most rewarding tee shots as well.
Sarah leaks a little bit left, but actually catches the right side of a tree, and it puts her in good position for a putt.
This is Mertsch's 3rd shot. She'll be playing the hole for bogey.
Holyn was able to get through a good amount of the trees and doesn't have as far for her approach, just trying to get it close. Yep. That'll do. Catrina with an open look at the basket, and she just lays up.
Hokom in for par. It's a good bogey putt from Cat Mertsch.
See a little bit of a breeze coming in around the basket. Nothing crazy. Catrina in for bogey. And Holyn will tap in her par. There was a single birdie on this hole today from Haley King. Holyn, the only player left not above par. Moving on to hole 4, par 3, 246 feet. Off the tee, we do have a Mando on the right side, so you can't do a big hyzer. There are just a lot of trees in the way. The two main fairways I've seen are going directly down the center, or maybe throwing your putter slightly on the right side and letting it hyzer in. With water behind the basket, you don't want to get too aggressive or be too high as you throw down the hill because it comes up on you fast. But a 2 on this one feels really good.
Holyn Handley up first with a standstill. She goes to that right side pocket. The disc kicks back. She's landed a bit short. Looks like she might have a putt at it if she's willing to take the risk. Hokom's standstill forehand makes it through the first gap, but hits that second set of trees.
Kind of looking like she was trying to take the right gap there for Cat Mertsch, but catches a tree. Catrina takes the right side, does a great job, gets all the way down, and she has a circle 1 putt for birdie. And in a good position. Not fun to be short putting at this basket.
Hokom lands outside the bullseye for her par putt.
Mertsch with a pretty open forehand approach line up to the basket. Gets a good skip. It's stopped by a tree, but she's still inside the circle to save par. She'll just be putting down.
Would you go for this putt?
Yeah.
Holyn Handley. From 38.
Ooh.
Oh, just a bit left.
She leaks just over the boards, but
good speed control. It's not too far away.
Yeah.
Mertsch to save par. Great putt.
Very well done. I broke my streak this year by getting a par on this hole. I went 4 for 4 last year, birdies, which I was like, first time at Maple Hill. Catrina with the birdie. I knew I couldn't keep it up forever, but I really wanted one more.
First birdie of the round for Catrina, and Holyn Handley makes good for her par putt.
Hokom in for the par. Way to clean it up.
A 4 for 4 last year.
It was crazy.
Man,
yeah,
that's a good one.
I can't remember anything else.
Well, why would you need to?
I don't remember.
Highlight. Hole 5. Oh, this one is fun.
I love this hole.
Okay, if you're feeling very risky and adventurous, you can go over the water with a backhand and hyzer. Or lefties, forehand players might have an advantage. Now there is a right side line, which is more safe and conservative and actually a little more open than the last 8 or 9 years. You can just hyzer up, pitch it up, and at worst, you're gonna take a 4 if you get through most of the gap on the right side. Catrina Allen up first after a birdie on hole 4. She's going over the water with a backhand Annie, and she lands only 3 feet short out of bounds. She'll have to proceed to the drop zone, which is not an easy shot.
No. I mean, there aren't trees in the way, but it's not an easy shot. Holyn with the forehand, and she does, I mean, she makes it, but she pushes herself pretty deep, so it's going to be a longer putt for birdie. You can see Hokom taking the backhand route. She pretty much split the two options. There's an inner line on the left side and a wider line where you might see people throw it a little higher.
Sarah Hokom told me she's never taking the water shot again. She took a 9 one year, and now that she has a backhand, she'll be taking the right side every time.
Okay.
Oh, man, I need that for a 9.
Sarah Hokom just trying to save par. Her shot hits off a tree and goes out of bounds in the water.
This is Catrina from the drop zone. So as you can see, it's not that it's a very far shot, but if you're trying to get it close.
But it's a mini version of the tee shot.
It is, without the gap you have to hit. That's a great shot from Sarah. She just kind of cooks it.
Oh, no. Sarah's shot She throws it too long. And
So
now
with-
she's OB again.
With what happened with Sarah's like hitting the tree and going OB, that's why I go over the water.
You remember how I told you Sarah said that she got a 9 here and that's why she's taking the right side?
Yeah. It's not looking great.
I think that the mentality on the hole might be, you know, she's scared of the hole.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Katrina, what a
To save the
bogey
bogey.
save.
Yeah, I want to see that again.
Flight Factory with the run back.
What a run.
The courage to do that putt at that speed.
Well, and especially with, you know, how her round has started so far. Like, I'm glad that she's able to keep that rolling and still make putts like that.
Right, Hokom, let's get it in the basket. There we go. Hokom will take a 6 here on hole 5. I know she's disappointed because she told me her plan, go right side.
Yeah.
At worst, I'm going to get a 4.
Yeah.
Just a couple of unexpected errors.
Kat and Holyn both tapping in pars after laying up to the pin.
Holyn Handley still at even.
Welcome back. We have hole 6, par 3, 315 feet. There is a little bit of that pond on the left side if you were to kick a tree. The right side is lined again by the rock wall and the OB. What I like on this hole is that you can have something that does just hyzer and take that left side down and you have an open circle 1 edge putt. If you want to try and go all the way to the basket through this skinny gap, you do have trees that are very close to that OB and you see a lot of things kick out of the way. I find that a 3 on this one is great, and if you have the putt for the 2, well done.
Holyn Handley up first. She pulls it to the right side over the wall. And it does not come back in bounds.
That looks really smooth. And Kat will end up on that kind of left fairway. And it looked like she didn't really have a tree directly in her way, so that'll be nice.
Catrina Allen hits a pencil tree on the right, kicks over to the left. She's about 80 feet off the tee box.
Sarah looking for a bounce back here. That is a beautiful shot. She does get caught up in those big trees, but still great. Very smooth. Catrina going for a forehand approach, but catches another tree on the left side. She still has about half the fairway to go, if not more. That was rude.
This is Holland's third shot. Makes it down
Throws
the
it in.
fairway. Beautiful, right outside the bullseye. She'll have a short putt for a bogey.
Catrina behind some of the thicker foliage, so she goes over and she's going to be inside the circle for her for her putt.
That was a unique choice of a shot.
Yeah.
Mertsch for birdie. Little right side.
Gave it good height.
Catrina in for a 5 here on hole 6.
Sarah leaves her putt high, catches the band. A little more breeze coming in now. You can see that with the flags. Holyn makes good on the bogey. It was a great second shot after going out of bounds.
Mertsch in for par. Hokom in for par.
There were 3 birdies on that hole today. Shout out Holly, beautiful, Kristen, and Cynthia.
Hole 7, the ladies are playing the long tee this year, which now makes this hole 316 feet. Still a par 3 and a very tight gap. Just follow this road all the way up to the basket. If you hyzer at that stump, you can get a circle's edge putt. This is not an easy hole to get to, but it's definitely birdieable. You just have to pretty much have a perfect shot. And the wind has really picked up for Mertsch. She's throwing a Innova Hawkeye off the tee. Looks like she kicked over to the right side a bit. Did not hit the gap as intended.
Ooh. Sarah just missing that tree on the right. She's over on the left side. Doesn't have a lot of distance to cover, but she does have a lot of the larger trees in her way.
Holyn makes it halfway up the fairway. Catrina pulls her shot to the right and it kicks OB left. I forgot to mention this hole is fairly uphill as well, so not only is it a tight shot, it's also uphill. Catrina decides to re-tee and this time kicks over to the right side.
There isn't any OB on the right side. There's just some of the spectator ropes, and you get close to, what is it, hole 15?
Amazing scramble shot from Mertsch. She's up there putting for par. That was a 10 out of 10.
Agreed.
Catrina leaves her upshot a little short, but her putting is looking great today.
Holyn laying up under the basket.
Hokom with a birdie bid.
Ooh. Way to get around that tree.
Catrina's in for a 5 here on hole 7.
Like you said, her putting looking really nice today. She's just having some trouble off the tee.
Mertsch to save par.
Oh,
Had a good hyzer angle, just a bit long. The whole 8 holes in full force back there.
yeah. Mertsch in for bogey.
I tried to call them the whole 8s.
No.
The whole 8s back there.
Holyn and Hokom in for par. Hole 8, par 3, 299 feet. An iconic hole here at Maple Hill, usually filled with many, many people behind the basket. This is an island. Off the tee, if you don't make it, there is a death putt drop zone above in the back right corner. But the biggest things you have to contend with, besides throwing it too low and not getting up, is the 2 trees on the left and right side. If you throw a forehand, the left tree really does get in the way of a perfect shot, and likewise on the right side. Such a fun hole though, and the energy is always immaculate.
Sarah Hokom up first. Forehand off the tee, flexing in nicely. She parks it.
If you're not familiar with the 8 holes, is what they call themselves, they also have a sign every day for the drop zone. And if you make the putt, you get to sign it.
Holyn with a mid off the tee, a nice high height, but not enough distance. She lands short, OB in the water. Cat Mertsch with a star J.
Stay up.
She has parked it.
It's such an interesting hole because it's only 299 feet. Everyone can make the shot. The distance is not the issue.
Catrina's shot too low. Can it water skip inbounds? Not enough to get there. Holyn and Catrina will proceed to the drop zone. And this diver, I told, used to live here, but now lives, I want to say, in another country. I'm sorry, another state, maybe even California, and flies across the country to come dive for us every year.
Wow.
Holyn from the drop zone, and she's safe. She'll have a putt for bogey.
I love a good drop zone bid.
Catrina Allen, jumper from the drop zone. She is high and in the water, long OB.
Catrina makes good on the putt after going OB, and she'll make it for a double.
Holyn Handley for 4.
Right
falls
side.
out.
Dang. That'll be a double for Holyn Handley as well.
Hokom for the birdie from 15. Another fun thing about the 8 holes is they always bring candy to share.
They do. They always have a bowl of candy, and they keep a good assortment, which is nice.
Cat Mertsch in for the birdie. Yep, so as you proceed to hole 9, you can grab some Kit Kats, Laffy Taffies.
Skittles, Reese's.
Been rocking these polos all year. I love the breathability and comfortability. They've allowed me to perform at a high level. Check them out at flightfactorydisc.com.
Welcome back, Ace Runners, hole 9, par 4, 400 feet. It's a blind landing zone off the tee. You can aim at the canopy, trust in your practice. Hopefully your tee shot will land about here. Then if you're feeling aggressive or confident, throw your second shot all the way into the green and try to get a birdie 3. Otherwise, a lot of players will just jump putt to the bottom, short of the OB, and then maybe do a half bit over to the basket and play the hole for the par. Hokom up first, hits right side and kicks left.
I don't think Hokom got far enough for it, but this year, because of the new pin location for MPO, if you kick left but you've gotten to the crest of the hill, it's much better than it was last year because everything is cleared out.
Cat's shot is hyzering a bit more left, but still she's made it to the blue tee, which is lined up very nicely to either lay up or go all the way to the green.
Everyone's seeming to push a little bit too straight and not really get that turnover angle over the hill. Holyn still is going to be in an okay position, but I don't think she got high enough to see the basket for her second shot.
Catrina hits the gap. Catrina trickles past the blue tee.
She pushed past it, but She might be able to see the basket.
Hokom's looking to scramble for par at this point, which is going to take another really good shot.
Yeah. And to be clear, when I say see the basket, I don't mean to make a run for it. I mean just to know where it is and then decide if you want to go for it or not.
Oh, is it in bounds?
She's close.
Hokom barely out of bounds by just a disc worth, it looks like.
Mertsch choosing to go with the safer play and land short, but gets caught up in the trees, and she's a lot shorter than she planned on.
This is another one of my favorite birdies to get. Does it feel like just the best 3 ever?
Yeah.
Holyn goes for it, and she has landed
Yes.
safe on the green. She's putting for birdie. Catrina Allen goes for it.
The disc has some nice glide.
Off
Ouch.
the bridge!
Fantastic.
Katrina Allen putting for birdie as well. It's exciting. Those were 2 great upshots. Mertsch shorts her upshot, hits the MVP sign, and she's OB in the water. Very common error on this hole, which sometimes just makes you mad because it's like, why did I even conservatively play it then? Why didn't I just try to go all the way for it?
The first time.
Right.
It's the same mindset I have on 5, where I'm like, well, it was going to burn me anyway, so I go over on 2, unless I'm really out of position. Oh, Mertsch leaves her putt short, catches the cage.
Holyn for birdie.
Yes.
It's in.
Good putt.
I love a birdie on hole 9. Cat Mertsch. Oops, sorry. Catrina Allen for birdie. There's a lot of cats around here. There's only 2, Holly. There's only 2.
This well, there's a lot of cats, but there's only 2 cats.
Sarah Hokom will take a 6 here on the 9th,
As
well
will
as
Cat.
Cat Mertsch.
To stop myself from meowing at you just now when you said that.
And that'll do it. The front 9 of the first day of our last playoff event of the season is over.
Maple Hill showing a little bit of its teeth so far for our second feature card on day 1. We're checking in on the scoreboard. Evelina was an early card, and she finished with a hot 6 down. So curious to see if that's going to hold through the entire field, but I know it's going to be good.
Haley King with a good score. We appreciate you guys tuning in to this day 1 coverage. If you'd like to support Raven, you can go to Another Round Disc Golf in person or online. She has custom discs. Also, you can use a little mini stamp to put on any disc you want
It's true.
from
and
any manufacturer.
It's
Just buy
crazy.
it there on Another Round, and you can choose during checkout to one of her mini stamps.
Yeah, and if you also want to support Holly and you're on the website already, she also has a mini stamp that can go on any of your favorite discs.
You might as well get both of them.
I think it's a great idea.
We'll see you on the back 9.